I passionately disagree with the advice to leave quietly. Let me tell you why. I've seen this advice circulating recently with all the other New Year's resolution content, and it's been amplified recently by some dating influencers that I actually really respect, and I'm just totally baffled by it. Specifically, Jenny Young with the burned haystack dating method, who recently reposted a video that gives this advice. I'm so confused how someone who makes a living talking about words and their power is actually advising her followers to not use their voice. So, in a nutshell, this advice is telling you that if someone you're dating, a man, is disrespecting you or crossing your boundaries or just giving you the bare minimum, whatever the case may be, and you have decided to end that relationship, you should save your energy, block without a word, or cut them off completely without a word, and just move on with your life. It's trying to steer you away from sending those paragraphs long text messages that we know he doesn't care about. And look, there are definitely situations where leaving quietly is the safest option. So if there is any chance that speaking out will bring you further harm, you should always prioritize your safety. And the most important piece of that advice is the leave part. It's the actual decision to end the relationship, the action. And I think that's what this advice is trying to get at, that you don't need to announce your departure and that leaving without a word is maybe the most graceful way to go. But here's the problem with that advice. If you're somebody like me who has spent so much time in relationships feeling silenced or like your voice wasn't being heard to the point where I stopped speaking up altogether, then this feels like really destructive advice. And it's disappointing to hear it coming from people that are supposed to be helping us live our truest, most authentic lives. In the original video that I saw, there was one part where the speaker said that not reacting and not responding is the only way to show this guy that you don't care. But you do care. Why are we giving women the advice to pretend that they don't? It sounds like we're giving women the advice to do whatever is going to maximize the suffering of their partner, which, okay, fine, that's a tempting idea, but it isn't true and it isn't authentic. And honestly, who gives a fuck how anything you do makes him feel when he has already demonstrated that he couldn't care less how you feel? The minute that you start reacting or responding or not reacting and not responding in order to get a desired outcome from someone else, whether that's literally provoking an additional response or just using it as an excuse to wonder how they feel, then you're not being true to yourself. Take his feelings completely out of the equation. If you have made the decision to end a relationship because that person's not honoring or respecting you, then I don't care how you leave. I don't care if you slip out in the middle of the night, if you hit block without saying a word, or if you make a complete mess on your way out the door. Now, I would advise you to react in a way that's going to make you feel good about yourself and preserve your dignity, but I am not going to hold you to a standard of perfection in your communication that only seems to apply to women. Be as loud as you want on your way out the door. Your words have power. And in my personal experience, I have rarely regretted speaking up, but I have very often regretted staying silent. I still sometimes look back at that last message that I sent to my narcissist right before I hit block. And I think to myself, I can't believe that I actually said all of that. And I am so damn proud of myself. It doesn't matter at all how it landed for him. And in truth, I will never even know. But it does matter that I stood up for myself, that I used my voice, that I spoke up about an injustice, even if it fell on deaf ears. They tell you that it's not worth expending that energy, but you're going to expend that energy anyway, aren't you? You are going to expend that mental energy thinking about the end of that relationship, wondering about all the things you could have done differently, and possibly even regretting and ruminating on and imagining all the things you wish you had said when you were leaving. So just say it. Do not add that to your list of regrets.